To the left of the display is a plaque that mentions that this room in the Capitol once served as the office of the Grand Army of the Republic. The GAR was organized in 1866 to maintain fellowship for the men who fought to preserve the Union and to help widows, orphans, and handicapped veterans. Another purpose, to raise funds for monuments. Its motto was fraternity, charity, and loyalty. Membership reached its peak in 1890 with over 400,000 members across the nation. The GAR's main legacy to our country, though, is the annual observance of May 30th as Decoration Day, now called Memorial Day. On the south side of the Capitol's grounds is a monument dedicated to the Grand Army of the Republic. This memorial was erected by the Department of Michigan Women's Relief Corps, an auxiliary of the GAR, on June 11, 1924. A simple stone boulder with a plaque, this monument honors Michigan's Civil War veterans who fought to defend the Union and abolish slavery. On the southeast corner of the Capitol's grounds is the monument to the 1st Michigan Sharpshooters Regiment. Organized in the winter of 1862 and 1863 in Kalamazoo and commanded by Charles V. DeLand, this regiment served in both the Western and Eastern theaters of war. To become a member of this regiment, one had to pass a test of marksmanship. This regiment was engaged in many skirmishes and battles, but gained fame for raising the first Union flag over Petersburg, the last rebel stronghold, signaling the virtual end of the war in April 1865. The regiment's total enrollment came to 1,364. Of these, 69 were killed in action, 44 died of wounds, and 150 died of disease. This finely sculpted monument was authorized by the state legislature in 1915 and funded by surviving members of the regiment. Made of the best Vermont granite, the monument was designed and built by Frank D. Black of Grand Rapids. On the Capitol grounds' northeast corner is the 1st Michigan Engineers and Mechanics Monument. Commanded by John B. Yates, this famous regiment entered service on October 29, 1861, and served with the armies of the Western Theater. Our armies could not function without the services of the engineers and mechanics. The regiment built fortifications, land bridges, roads, river bridges, railroads, and living quarters. At times, they also destroyed enemy roads, railroads, bridges, and fortifications, often under fire. Their ability was legendary. The regiment served in campaigns from Perrysville to Atlanta and accompanied Sherman on his legendary March to the Sea. The monument, made of granite, features a relief castle, the insignia of today's Engineer Corps. It was dedicated on October 12, 1912, and was paid for by surviving members, their families and friends, and the city of Lansing. Our next stop is the Capitol's most prominent Civil War monument, the imposing statue of Governor Austin Blair. Austin Blair was our war governor from 1861 to 1864. The governor, a fervent anti-slavery advocate and unionist, was instrumental in leading our state through those dark days. The governor's inspiring efforts helped make Michigan a leading contributor of volunteers during the Civil War and made him one of the nation's foremost Civil War governors. During his tenure, he spent much of his own money in support of our soldiers. After his death in 1894, the legislature appropriated $10,000 and directed that a statue honoring him be placed on the east side of the Capitol. Sculpted by Edward C. Potter and dedicated on October 12, 1898, this bronze monument with a granite base dominates the front approach to the Capitol's entrance. The monument is unique in that it depicts a specific person, the only Capitol monument to do so. Blair's hand rests upon a proud battle flag. At the base are quotes from Governor Blair's speeches reminding us of the sacrifices of Michigan soldiers and asking us to support and care for them. To the south of the Blair statue is the Hiker Memorial. This memorial was dedicated to the infantry of the Spanish-American War of 1898, the Philippine Insurrection, and the China Relief Expedition, conflicts that took place from 1898 to 1902. The Spanish-American War is generally considered to have begun on April 21, 1898, after the sinking of the battleship Maine in Havana Harbor in February. Soon after that, President William McKinley called for some 200,000 volunteers. Our state answered the call, enlisting 5,200 volunteers. These citizen soldiers were formed into one naval unit and 5 volunteer infantry regiments, the 31st, 32nd, 33rd, 34th, and 35th. These soldiers and sailors performed admirably in their brief time of service, but not many witnessed action. However, many suffered and perished from sickness and disease in the searing summer weather and harsh tropical climates. Through steaming tropical jungles, they fought beneath a sweltering sky, through shot and shell, while their comrades fell, and "Remember the Maine" was their battle cry. The bronze statue was erected through the efforts of various camps and auxiliaries of the United Spanish-American War veterans. It was sculpted by Theo Alice Ruggles, one of the first successful women sculptors in America. Her sculptures are located all over the country, including 2 others in Michigan, at Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo.
My name is First Lieutenant Hedwig Diane Orlowski. A graduate of the Hurley Medical School in Flint, I served my country as a nurse in the Army 67th EVAC in Quai Ngoan, South Vietnam. After a mission to aid wounded soldiers in Pleiku, my plane crashed with the loss of all life aboard. I was posthumously awarded the Bronze Star at the age of 23. I will narrate the final segment of our tour, the Veterans Monuments and Memorials, which honor those lost and served after the Spanish-American War. Located on the east side of the Capitol grounds is the Veterans Memorial, dedicated to Michigan veterans who participated in wars and conflicts during the 20th century. Presented to the state by Michigan's veterans organizations and their auxiliaries, this monument was one of the first of its kind erected in the United States. Its purpose is to memorialize the services and sacrifices of Michigan's servicemen and servicewomen when called upon to serve their country in the cause of freedom. Some 1,399,000 Michigan citizens served in World Wars I, II, the Korean and Vietnam conflicts. Of those,